Hello, guys, and welcome back to once again another live stream here on the VB Thomas platform. My apologies for the issues that I've been with lately. We are going to be racing with the international racing community today, as we're going to be racing around Abu Dhabi. And I hope the guys are going to be a little bit better than they were in France and Azerbaijan, like we saw last week. Let's go straight into the introduction. We will be talking a little bit more about Azerbaijan from last week. It was quite an interesting race. Built and Matt has won that race due to Metaxakis getting I think, a 10-second time penalty. We've got Tem Shadow in P2 and Mystery in P3. It was quite an interesting race. Metaxakis, who had 20 seconds of delta, and the admin team decided that that was a no-go. So let's go straight over to the track information, as we will be racing around the Yas Marina Circuit today. Welcome, Timmy. Let me know, definitely let me know what you think of the quality of the stream, because I need to know, because I'm running a different program. So I need to know if it's all right or if it's not. So during the race, you need to tell me. All right, perfect. So the country is going to be the United Arab Emirates with a population of 10 million. And we've got the first Grand Prix in 2009. Since then, Lewis Hamilton has won the most Grand Prix on this track. He has won 5 in total. The quali record is going to be a 122.1 and the lap record a 126.1. Yesterday, we didn't see that getting beaten, but I'm pretty sure the guys are going to be able to today, as we will be talking a little bit more about the actual race, as it will be a full qualifying with a 50% race. Unfortunately, we already missed Q1, so we will be going straight over to Q2 and Q3 after this introduction. The best overtaking opportunities to happen in turn 1, turn 5, turn 9, and sector 2 straight. The circuit length is going to be around 5.2 kilometers, and the race distance will be 153 kilometers. As I said, the best overtaking opportunities to happen in turn 1, 5, and 9. The main straight is quite a logical one, as you have two DRS options there. And then you've got turn 9, a long left-hander, where you can easily take a better line than your opponent, and you can easily make the move there. Then turn 5 is the hard braking zone left-hander hairpin, where when you have a good exit, you will be able to overtake down the main straight. And then, of course, turn 1, a hard braking zone to the left side, where you're easily able to make a dive bomb. So let's go straight over to the strategy, as it will be the same as yesterday, a medium hard or a soft hard strategy, mainly a soft hard to work with a safety car. But yesterday we saw a lot of guys go for a medium hard, actually everyone except for Define. We didn't saw anyone start on the hards. No, we did actually saw Define start on hards. Nobody started on the softs, which is quite interesting. If you think there's going to be an early safety car, most definitely go for a soft hard strategy. The tire degradation is not that high, and the tire overheating probability is not that high either. The standings are looking quite interestingly, with Thames leading the championship with 28 points on Intronsic, and we've got Tamiladas in P2 and Timmy in P3. It doesn't seem like Tamiladas is in the lobby today. Thames and Intronsic are both in the lobby, so that's great to say. They are going to be fighting for the championship here, as McLaren is leading the championship in constructors. They've got 189 points. A little bit more points than Alpine there, I think around 31, if my calculations are correct. I mean, it's doable for Intronsic here. He's the only one. It doesn't seem he is in the lobby, but it doesn't seem like he has a teammate here. So my predictions for the race are going to be Intronsic in P1, Tem Shadow in P2, and Built and Matt in P3. Although, maybe, no, not Built and Matt. He doesn't seem very fast here today. I think Mystery is going to be P3. Intronsic P1. No, we also have Timmy. Timmy in P1? No. Timmy in P3. Yeah. Intronsic in P1, Temps in P2, and Timmy in P3. The top 3 of the championship. Well, no. Timmy has dropped back a position, but he's going to be in P3 at the end of the race. There's going to be one safety car, and I'm not too sure. I'm starting from the back, Timmy says. All right, Timmy is starting from the back. And we've got biggest winner for the evening, Timmy. The biggest loser is going to be... Built and Matt. Going with belt, Matt. Sorry, Matt. Apologies, but I don't think you are gonna be keeping on your winning streak as he won in Azerbaijan last week. Yep. All right, let's go straight over to. Oh my days. Hell no. Oh no. Hold up. This is my old layout. Hold up. Okay, this is better. There we go. All right. This seems to be way better than the last one. Perfect. All right. Yeah, I mean, 1 minute to go. It doesn't seem like anyone is really on track except for Steve Penny here. We're going to be driving along with the Haas driver. I'm going to have a quick look with my Twitch channel if the quality is still alright. Because I'm running a new program, as I said already to Timmy. And it needs to be alright, you know. Yeah, that's the case. It is not alright. Oh, wait. It is? No, it isn't. Hold on. Yeah, fuck this. Fuck this. Oh, it dropped out. This is bullshit. Oh no, it didn't. Hold up. Is it still going? Did it stop? Welcome, mystery. Timmy, did you have to restart the stream or not? Oh no, it doesn't appear like it. Alright, perfect. There we go. Alright, everyone has retired. Still on, perfect. Alright. Apologies, guys. I'm testing out some new stuff as I want to go live on... I want to go live on Facebook for some reason. I mean, I want to get a broader... a wider range of viewers, because right now we're only having the drivers in the chat, and I want to have a little bit of new watchers in the race. As I'm sharing the stream real quick for everyone to be able to hear it, you know. I'd love to have some new watchers and all that stuff. So it was also fun for the league, you know. The more watchers we've got in the stream, the more drivers we could get on, because right now it's looking a little bit poor with only 13 people in the lobby. I don't know what to say, guys. It is difficult, you know, being an admin and a leader and all that kind of stuff in a league, and you don't want to kick the guys who have already been in your league for like 5 seasons or something, because the IRC Racing League is also already running 13 seasons, so it is difficult, you know. I understand that, but you've got to make decisions. Look, there's 11 people in the lobby. That's looking a little bit disappointing. Although, I mean, they are still up for a battle up front, so that's always great. If it would only if it would only be one driver just leading the championship, you know, it's... And we see drivers come, we see drivers go, we see different things happening. What I mean, the more drivers, the better. You know, Reezy right now has come out of the pits. He's getting followed by AZ Dog there. And we've got the teammate of Reezy also out right now. This was turn 5 I was talking about. And quite an interesting one, as you need a lot of speed throughout that corner to be able to make a good overtake here down the main straight. Reezy who has cut the corner there. Quite interesting. I'm not too sure if that is allowed. Going into turn 9 right now. Also a good overtaking opportunity here. So we're going to be focusing on Reezy's lap right now. have the mini-map open. Well, it is actually the full track map. Go into POV mode, as we will be able to see how he is going to be nailing this track here. Wonder if he's going to be able to put himself in the top 5 right now. Reezy is not always one of the fastest, but he has his day sometimes. Takes a lot of curb down the outside. Doesn't take the corner how he should take it. Taking it a little bit wider. Coming into turn 1, and we've got an easy section here in sector 1. Make sure your car is not going to be spinning out, of course. Now into turn 5, it takes a wide line. That's great to have good traction coming out of the corner. Let's have a quick look with the telemetry to see what gear he will be going on after turn 7, as I saw a lot of guys go into second gear. I think you need to go into third gear to have more traction coming out of that corner, not taking too much curb, which Reezy did there. Might have lost him a couple of tenths. Coming down the main straight right now, he is getting followed by AZ Dog, who seems to have good pace here around Abu Dhabi. I almost said Azerbaijan here. Yellow flag in sector 3, that seems to be the McLaren. Who's going a little bit slower than he should go. In the last corner, of course. Now turn 12. Going into turn 13, take a tight line down the inside there. Going to carry too much speed throughout sector 3. Now the last 2 corners to be able to complete your lap here as he invalidates his lap. He'll probably go for another one, or he's just letting the Haas driver get past. AZ Dog with a 124.5. That's an interesting lap. Not too good, not too bad. Tenths give in, 127.1. That's also an interesting lap. I do think these guys are going to be able to do a little bit better in Q3. Trozic with a 125.3. He'll definitely improve here in Abu Dhabi. So we're going to have a quick look what the actual quali record is on this track. A 122.1. Yesterday we almost saw that getting broken. But today, I don't know if the guys are going to be able to come a little closer here. Down the main straight, we see there is a yellow flag as the Mercedes are driving right behind each other. Reezy was just slowing down a little bit, and Tenskevin was going to perform pretty well here, I think. 27.1. I'm not too sure if he's improving. Tem Shadow with a 124.1. He most definitely will be able to improve his time during Q3. As you guys know, full qualifying consists of a Q1, a Q2, and a Q3. Each qualifying takes a little less time, and only the top 10 out of Q2 will be able to qualify in Q3. Then, of course, I mean, Q1 to Q2, there's not going to be anyone who's going to drop out, of course. Tenskevin, who is coming into the pit lane here. Not too sure if the Haas driver was going to keep on driving. It doesn't seem like it. Annihilator. Down the main straight right now. He doesn't have any ERS left. So I think that 126.1 will be his best time. Maybe if he's able to improve here down the main straight, but I don't think so. As the ERS is a very important thing here in Abu Dhabi. I was going to say Azerbaijan again. I'm not too sure why. It looks a little bit the same, you know, Azerbaijan, Abu Dhabi. Into turn 9. The McLaren driver carries a lot of speed throughout that corner. The inside line he takes there, beautifully done. Was not too sure if he was improving any time here. He will probably come into the pits. We will be focusing on Steve Penny right now. He is in sector 2. He's not improving. He is 3 tenths slower than his previous lap. He doesn't have any ERS either, so we will be focusing on Mystery right now, who is on a lap going into sector 3. There is a lot of speed throughout turn 14 there, going into turn 15. Going to take a lot of curb down the inside. It doesn't appear like he's going to be able to do that right now. Down turn 16, and he's going to start his lap here. A 139.9 was his previous lap. Doesn't seem like he is feeling very comfortable here in Abu Dhabi. Now going into turn 5, how is he gonna be nailing this corner? He already gained 9 seconds here. Takes a lot of speed coming out of that corner. He has a lot of ERS saved. He most definitely will be able to improve here in Abu Dhabi. His 139 is gonna get smashed going into turn 6. Hard braking zone down the left-hander. You've got the right-hander. He's going into third gear, so he most definitely will have better traction coming out of that corner. Coming into turn 9. How is he gonna be after sector 2? Fastest second sector, so it's not looking too bad for the Aston Martin driver here. Mystery, he was trying to continue driving like this here in sector 3 because that's going to deliver him P1 in the actual Q2 qualifying. Now in sector 3, I'm not too sure if this is his strongest sector or if sector 2 was. Ooh, takes a lot of curb around the outside there. And he might have lost a couple of tenths because he didn't get a track invalidation. It's going to be a P4 for the Aston Martin driver with a 125.9. Not too bad as he's getting a little bit closer to Intrinsic here, but not great either as Intrinsic just came out of the pits. We're going to be focusing on Double Cream Cat here as he's coming around the last corner. And what time is that going to be for the AlphaTauri driver? Seems like it's going to be a 126.1, so he has done some practice here around Abu Dhabi as the AlphaTauri driver. Not what I expected from him. I thought he was going to be way more down the bottom, but it's looking great for the AlphaTauri driver. Double Cream Cat, 126.1. Is he going to try to go for another lap? It doesn't seem like it. He's going a little bit slower. But of course, with only 11 people in the lobby, 10 people who are going to be qualifying, it's not looking too bad. Or Double Cream Cat, he is around the outside, around the middle, well, middle of the grid, of course. Thank you very much, appreciate it. If you haven't followed the channel yet, make sure you do. You're gonna be my 160th follower. It would be an honor. People qualified on mediums. Ooh, that's a good one to see what. Ooh, 2 people qualified on mediums. It is the Annihilator and Tenskevin. Thank you very much, the Annihilator. Appreciate it. Well, I mean, starting on the mediums in Q2 is a good way to practice. You know, you're saving a set of softs because I mean, you never expect in Abu Dhabi to have 0 safety cars. Definitely going into sector 1, you've got that long left-hander, right-hander, where a lot of guys can easily spin there. So I do expect a couple of guys to spin, as that will cause a safety car. So maybe these guys saving a set of softs might be a good choice. You never know. Intrinsic right now in P3. I think he was also the guy on mediums, because we don't expect a 125.9 from Intrinsic. It is actually a 125.3. But he was 1.2 seconds slower than Temp Shadow. And we usually see those two being at the same pace in qualifying. Sometimes Intrinsic a little bit faster, sometimes it's Temp Shadow, as Intrinsic is already putting 4 tenths off his time, and those softs will be way faster in sector 3 than the mediums are. So I do think he's going to be able to put himself on pole, of course pole in Q2, because the guys still have to complete qualifying 3 here in Abu Dhabi right now. Temp Shadow, is his time going to get beaten? It doesn't appear like it, as Intrinsic loses his car coming around the second last corner. He is down the grass right now. He needs to make sure that he's not going to be disqualified here. Is he coming into the pits? It doesn't appear like it. He's just going to try to go for another lap on these sets of softs. He's going a little bit slower though, so I don't think he is going to try go for another lap, but maybe, I mean, he cannot save these softs. They have been pushed too much. But maybe finishing this lap, trying to go for another one, could be a possibility. Or he's just practicing a little bit, you know, taking a wide line here. Testing out his speed down the main straight right now. He's not using full throttle. So I mean, I think that's going to be qualifying over. We've got Steve Penny still on the lap. I'm not too sure if he's going to be improving. He's got the AlphaTauri driver right in front of him. And that could only be Built and Mad because Double Cream Cat is not on track right now. Built and Mad, who also spun, I think. He's standing still there. Steve Penny comes across the line with a 127 to beat. It's game on for the Haas driver right now in Sector 1. This was the left-right hander I was talking about. When you've got overheated tires, you can easily spin here, go into the wall, and cause a safety car. Now coming around turn 5. Is he going to carry a lot of speed through there? It does appear like it. DRS enabled right now, as he won't be able to enable his ERS. It is done by the game, but his DRS is an important factor here, as these two main straights, I mean, the more speed, the faster your lap is gonna be. That's quite logical. As Steve Penny is also running second gear throughout that corner, I don't think that's a great decision by the Haas driver, as you need to have a lot of speed throughout that corner, but maybe they are not running traction off. Whenever you're not running traction off, you can go through second gear there, but when you're running no traction, you need to have a little bit more traction, and the way to solve that is by going a gear up. We see a lot of guys do that, going into third gear throughout turn 7. But it doesn't appear like Steve Penny needs that right now. He is in the third sector, coming around the last corner. And what time is it going to be for the Haas driver? 125.9. That is not too shabby by the Haas driver, Steve Penny here. And 125.9 is going to compare himself to Mystery, who has also done a qualifying lap on the soft tires. Steve Penny, who has done an absolutely amazing job here in Q2. Not too sure if Mystery is also on a lap or if he's on an out lap, because the game sometimes glitches a lot, unfortunately. Coming around turn 9 right now, he is improving by 7/10. Fastest second sector for Mystery. Going into sector 3, we saw him drop a couple of tenths here. But mainly, I mean, seeing that he is the fastest coming into sector 2, that most definitely means he's got a straight line speed setup instead of corner setup. So he will be trailing a little bit here in sector 3, coming around the last corner. What is it going to be for Mystery? A 125.0, 9 tenths of an improvement, as he will put himself right behind AZ Dog. Although he's 5 tenths slower. That's, I mean, it's not too bad. You know, we know AZ Dog is a fast driver in qualifying, but sometimes he messes up in the actual race. But today, I mean, he's going to be doing good today in Abu Dhabi because the tire degradation is not that high here. Breezy is also on a lap. He is improving though, so we might be able to see him enter the top 7, as he still has 8 tenths to improve on Double Cream Cat. That's Kevin, who is not going to come out anymore. He is on the medium tires. Built and Matt, who is feeling comfortable, sitting in P10. He is just going to make it, as MUFC Timmy is going to start all the way from the back of the grid to hope to get a good result here in Abu Dhabi. Quite an easy track to overtake. And I wonder what strategy he will be going on. Maybe he can tell me already in the chat. That would be very nice. Although we've got multiple viewers in the chat, so don't tell me your strategy yet, Timmy. Don't tell me. Going into turn 12. Hard braking zone down the right side. And you've got a left hand corner. Quite a slow one. But if you carry a lot of speed throughout there, you might end up in the wall in turn 14. Finish first is my strat. There we go. There we go. What a strategy. Reezy is not going to be able to improve here. Medium hard, maybe. Okay, that's an interesting one. Yeah, I mean, it could work. Yesterday I saw that work. Yesterday we didn't saw a safety car here, so I don't think a safety car is very common here around Abu Dhabi. This is going to be your result for today. Temp Shadow in P1, AZ Dog in P2, and mystery MP3. I'm going to be having a little bit of a break. I will be right back with you. Got something urgent to do, so be right back. Alright guys, here we are back again. Qualifying 3 around Abu Dhabi. It is going to be the international racing community with their season 13 round 11 here on the Yas Marina Circuit. And there is already a couple of guys on an out lap, as I'm pretty sure they want to go out twice or even 3 times. Who is the first driver on an out lap? I think it's going to be Tim Shadow, as he's got the Haas driver right behind him. Also the Mercedes driver. Seems to be Tenskevin here. Congrats on pole, Thames. Ooh. We might be able to see Entranza getting pole today though. He was looking very fast in his last lap. Unfortunately, he didn't make it till the end of the race. Well, until the end of the qualifying. Well, that's how you see it. Ooh, and it doesn't seem like the Haas driver has left enough space between himself and Tim Shadow here. Maybe he can benefit a little bit from the straight line speed. Is it raining? Oh, it's not raining. I thought it was raining because I saw some things behind Tim Shadow there. Oh, he's not going to be able to benefit from the slipstream though. Talking about AZ Dog here. Tim Shadow is not looking too shabby here. Down the main straight. Is it gonna be a pole possibility for Tim Shadow? Fastest second sector. It's not getting beaten by AZ Dog. So we didn't get that purple line to get taken away. So is Tim Shadow gonna be having a good straight line speed setup, or will he be the Sector 3 champion here around Abu Dhabi? AZ Dog is gonna come close though. Tim Shadow coming around the last corner. What time is it gonna be for the McLaren driver? A 123.9, not too bad, as AZ Dog will put himself in 124.9, putting himself in P2. We might be able to see that 123.9 getting beaten, as we just see Entranza having the fastest second sector. He might be able to get a few tenths off his time here in Sector 3, but we saw him crash coming out of the second last corner. Yellow flag in Sector 1, that seems to be the Haas driver. Transic right now. Is it going to be a 123 or is it going to be a 124? Let's have a quick look. A 124.7. He lost a bit of time in sector 3, I'm afraid, on the McLaren driver, as the Annihilator puts himself in P3 here. Not too bad of a lap, 124.8. He will come really close to Transic and AZ Dog. Seems like Denskevin is on the lap right now. He invalidated, unfortunately. Mercedes drivers, I'm not too sure if he's going to come into the pits and put on some new rubber, or if he's going for another lap here on this sets of tires. Mystery also on an out lap. Coming around sector 3 here. I wonder what he's going to be able to do in his actual quali lap. Do think he's going to be able to get into the top 5. Mercedes driver standing still there. Went into the wall. Still standing still. As he's letting the Haas driver pass there. Now we're going to have a quick look with Mystery here. Into turn 2. Right, Timmy, that's perfect. That is perfect. So coming around turn 5 right now, he has the fastest first sector. Might be a glitch from the game, although it is usually that sector 2 is glitching. So what we saw with Transic might have not been true. Having the fastest second sector. I don't think that was true because 7/10 is too big of a gap. Coming into turn 7 right now. He takes too much curve there. I'm not too sure. I don't think you should take that corner like that. That's not how you take it, unfortunately. But Mystery, I mean, he is going to be able to put a 125 in, I think. Competing with AZ Dog and those guys in the middle of the field. But I don't think he's going to be able to perform low 24s here in Abu Dhabi. Taking turn 7, so weird. It is quite interesting there. Carries a lot of speed through sector 3 here right now though. I do think he's running a wheel. Into the last corner of the track. Puts himself with a 125.3 in 5th position. Right in front of Reezy. Double Cream Cat hasn't set a lap yet. Built a man who is not feeling very comfortable here in Abu Dhabi. Double Cream Cat, is he going to be able to beat his teammate here? I think that would be the first time in his career that he will be able to beat his teammate in qualifying. Although we saw it in the beginning of the season. I think it was France where Double Cream Cat was really fast. Was it anyone? Oh, it might have been Imola. I'm not too sure. Double Cream Cat with the fastest second sector right now. Yeah, that's most definitely a glitch. I mean, it could. You never know, but I'm not too sure. I doubt it a little bit. Difficult. Doesn't really matter. Coming around the last couple of corners right now. Going into the second last corner. Ooh, Double Cream Cat running on a controller. Abu Dhabi is, I would say, more of an easier track for controller players. A 125.8. Not too bad of a lap for Double Cream Cat. As he finds himself right before his biggest rival. I would say Reezy. And I'm going to have a quick look with the standings. Oh, no, they won't be included in the standings, I think. As it would only be the top 10. And they're not in the top 10, I'm afraid. But Haas is finding themselves all the way at the back of the constructors. No, I'm talking about Mercedes here. Haas is P6, P7, P7. Not too bad, as they have AZ Dog also running for. Oh wait, I could do the calculations though. Who is the Mercedes team? It is only okay. So I think Reezy has 14 points, and I think Double Cream Cat. Oh no, but what am I saying? Haas. Double Cream Cat is in AlphaTauri, of course. AZ Dog. I need to do the calculations. 102 minus. Alright, so he's gonna have 22 points. Double Cream Cat. And Reezy is gonna have 14, so Double Cream Cat is a little bit more consistent here in this season. So the two are really battling it out on track most of the times. Tenskevin going into Sector 3 right now. Is he going to feel the pressure from the commentator? Commentator's curse. Is he going to put himself in the top 5? That's going to be the question. Ooh, he seems to be really fast here on these soft tires. Around the last couple of corners. It doesn't seem like Intronsic is coming out anymore. Ooh, a 125.0. He is going to push Mystery out of the top 5. The Mercedes driver. Not too bad of a lap for his first race here in the IRC League. The Annihilator, not too bad either, as I think the McLaren team is going to be up and running for the constructors, as Intronsic doesn't have a teammate to help him out during the races. Mainly point-wise, you know. I don't think Temp Shadow needs a teammate to help him out during a race. But it could be that Intronsic needs it, because he's trailing by a couple of tenths here. He could most definitely use that toe down the main straight. Temp Shadow is already improving after Sector 1, as he's going to be able to put mid 23s in, I think. See, he is also running third gear, coming around turn 7 here. DR is enabled, ER is enabled. Second, you know, this one, I saw it yesterday. You need to have less than 5 tenths in behind the guy in front of you. And whenever that's the case, you're going to be able to make a move down the inside or the outside of turn 9. But whenever you're outside 5 tenths of the guy up front, I don't think you're going to be able to put a move there. Coming around the last couple of corners here for Temp Shadow. Those were actually beautifully taken by the McLaren driver. Comes around the last corner. This is going to be a good lap. A 123.6, 2 tenths of an improvement. And he mainly got those tenths in the first sector. Intronsic, who's not improving in the first sector. He might be able to improve a little bit in the second sector. And I want to have a quick look if he's going to have purple sector 2. Coming into turn 6 and 7. Is the Alpine driver going to be able to compete with Temp Shadow, Tenskevin, Double Cream Cat and Reezy? Their qualifying is going to be over. As it is going to be Double Cream Cat getting a point for being in front of Reezy. The battle goes on. Intronsic improving in the second sector. But I think the most time to be gained is in sector 3 here. Beautiful line by Intronsic there. Feels the pressure from in front. From the P1 guy. Uh-oh. This is going to be a good lap. A 124.4. 3 tenths of an improvement. As he's not going to be able to get past AZ Dog here. Who just came across the line to put a 124.2. So I'm afraid this is going to be qualifying. The only driver who is still on a lap is the Annihilator here. Coming around the last corner. A 124.6 puts himself in P4, so Mystery is getting pushed out the top 4 again. Milton Matt is the only driver. He is improving by 3 tenths. And he's going to be able to put himself in the top 8 here. Even the top 7 as he pushes his teammate out. That's going to be your Q3 qualifying here. Steve Penny, who has not made it until the end of the race. Until the end of the qualifying. Apologies. Timmy, of course, he is going to be all the way at the back of the grid. I wonder what the actual race is going to bring. We saw some interesting things happening in Azerbaijan and France already. The last 2 races. Built Matt is going to capture P7 here. This will be your results. So Temp Shadow in P1, AZ Dog in P2, and Intronsic is going to be in P3. We're going to have a little break as I want to eat my cookie real quick. But we will be right back with you. All right, guys. Apologies for having a little break. And I like to see this. I love to see this. Different strategies. Woohoo! All right, guys. I am so pumped up right now. Oh! Huh? Why is Intronsic in P11? Why is Intronsic in P11? What? What has happened? No way. This is a glitch, guys. This is a glitch. This is not correct. Broke game. The game is broke, guys. We all know it. The game is broke. And I'm holding wood that my event of in 3 weeks or 2 weeks is gonna be all right, because we're gonna be having carnage, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Temp Shadow in the on the hearts, AZ Dog and the Annihilator on mediums, Mystery on the hearts, and we've got Tenskevin and Built a Mat on softs. The rest is on mediums except for Scenario. The Annihilator, can when you can hear me, can you please answer my question real quick? Are you gonna be battling with Temp Shadow since he's your teammate? Let me know. And of course, for everyone who is watching, good luck, as the Annihilator said in the chat. Of course, the commentator wishes everyone good luck. I would love to see some carnage, but he most definitely doesn't need the help. I was just wondering if you're gonna battle him on track or not, because you're on the mediums, he's on the hearts, and it could give some great battle here. The Annihilator puts himself quite interesting on the grid here. I might lol. There we go. Some in-team rivalry. That would be great. Steve Penny was disqualified from the session. He's gonna be the only one though. Not too bad. All right, guys. So, season 13, round 11 here around Abu Dhabi. It's gonna be lights out, and away we go. As it seems like the guys are gonna be having a good start here. The McLaren driver right behind. Ooh, AZ Dog gets past his teammate. Carnage into turn 1. The Annihilator has dropped back a couple of tenths here on his teammate. He is getting pushed from behind. Tenskevin on the softs. He is going to be way faster than the guy up front. Mystery on the hearts. He's going to be dropping positions. Temp Shadow around the outside right now, and he's going to be making the move done on AZ Dog. But AZ Dog, he's going to have a better traction coming out of that corner. He might be using ERS here to get past Temp Shadow, and I do think it's going to be possible now down the inside, and that's going to be move done for AZ Dog. And now the Mercedes driver around the outside, the soft tire runner, also Temp Shadow getting overtaken by his teammate. Mystery is already in P4. Tenskevin has dropped back a position here. Built a Mat is going to be making a move on Tenskevin around the outside. ERS enabled. Turn 9, and it is a good corner to make the overtake. And he's going to take a wide line, as he will be losing some time on Tenskevin. He seems to have a lot of speed throughout that corner. Now making a move on Mystery down the outside. And that's beautifully done by the Mercedes driver. His next target is going to be the Annihilator, as he just got overtaken by Temp Shadow. What is happening here at the back? MUFC Timmy already in P7, apologies. He's getting chased from behind. Intronsic, is he going to be looking good here in the race? He has already gained a couple of positions. Double Cream Cat is trailing by 7 seconds. Seems like he has had an incident with the guys up front. Steve Penny in 12, Freezy in 11, and he is quite close to Gotards here. 6 tenths between the two, but Tenskevin is a little bit closer to the Annihilator. He has the fastest first sector, but that's not too difficult on the soft tires, as he is one of the 2 drivers all soft. Now down the main straight here, he's not close enough, so we might be going over again to Gotards, Reezy and Scenario, as all 3 are quite close to each other. And Intronsic right now tries to make a move on Timmy. It's not going to be working out there into turn 6. Now down the inside, as Timmy has lost his car there, went on to ghost mode. And then Tronzik has made the move on the Red Bull driver. Now the Annihilator getting overtaken down the inside by Tenskevin here. We also know that Tenskevin has a lot of speed throughout turn 9, so I don't expect the move to be done by the Annihilator here. Going into turn 12. Hard braking zone. The guys need to watch out to not touch each other at the rear wing. Sniffing each other, but you don't want your nose to stick in the hole. That is a bad joke. I'm always saying sniffing the butt, but this was a little bit too much, you know. Gotards right now 1/10 behind Scenario. Scenario who has already made the move though on the hard tires. Gotards, is he going to be making a move into turn 2? It doesn't appear like it. Very difficult corner to make a move. If you have a better exit here coming out of turn 3, you might be able to throw down your car into turn 5, which is this long left-hander. The U-turn. Right now he has the DRS. Scenario doesn't appear to have DRS, so we might be able to see an overtake from Gotards here. The Annihilator gets the move done on his buddy Tenskevin. And the more Tenskevin is going to be battling with the Annihilator, oh my days, this was a glitch. This gave me a heart attack. Oh my days, my heart. Haha, Mystery right now trying to make a move. He is holding up strong with his hard tires here. Keeping up with a medium tire runner and a soft tire runner. Not too bad, as it seems like Temp Shadow and AZ Dog are still battling with each other. And I wonder what tire is better here in Abu Dhabi. Is it going to be the mediums or the hards? Because we saw in... What track is the hards better on? I saw it a couple of days ago. I don't remember which one. Ooh, Scenario and Gotards both crashed. I'm not too sure what happened there, and is this going to be a safety car situation? So the guys who went on soft tires might have the benefit here, because they're going to be able to come into the pits, put those hard tires on. Timmy makes the move on Tenskevin. Tenskevin who's coming into the pits. The Mercedes driver, he saw that safety car from miles away. Goes onto the medium tires. Ooh, interesting choice. If he went onto the hard tires, he wouldn't have to come into the pits anymore. But I don't think he will be able to make these mediums last until the end of the race. Build the Mat comes into the pits. He is doing what I'm saying, going onto the hard tires, and that is going to be a good choice from the AlphaTauri driver. It doesn't seem like anyone else is coming into the pits. It might be that we will be seeing a couple of front runners who are on the mediums coming into the pits. They will have a position benefit, you know. When, for example, let's say AZ Dog, he is running 3 lap old mediums. It is a safety car situation, which we are in right now. He comes into the pits already. He is going to drop back probably all the way to P8. But he has made that pit stop done already. And then it is basically Temp Shadow who will need to win 20 seconds on AZ Dog. Because otherwise, I mean, it could work. But it also couldn't work. Yeah, AZ Dog is coming in the pits right now. So he is doing what I'm saying. I wonder. Oh, I wonder. Yeah. Franzik is also coming into the pits. So 2 drivers who were on the medium tires are going for hards right now, as they don't think there's going to be an late safety car anymore. Well, it might be, but at least you've taken the risk from going on to new sets of tires. So it is going to be AZ Dog getting in front of Tenskevin there. Oh, it is Tenskevin. All right. I thought it was some sort of Scandinavian name or something. Tenskevin. It sounds cool though. I'm gonna keep on calling Tenskevin. I don't care, bro. I'm the commentator. I can choose who I call everyone. Again, such guy. No, fuck off. Promotion. Okay, with the promotion. How do I delete this? Here, mute. There we go. You are muted. Haha. Wait, Hold up. Add to block list. There we go. Bye bye. I will never see you again. Gonna stay on the mediums, then late stop. I let Shadow through. Didn't want to hold him up. Alright. Perfect. Well, yeah. Good strategy. But I think AZ Dog's strategy might work out too. But he might be able to get overtaken by Tense Kevin. He's gonna lose time battling the Mercedes. Oh, but they will. Believe me. Believe me. We saw it yesterday, and the guy almost won the race. So don't think so. Abu Dhabi is not that harsh on tire degradation. It is mainly the mediums that are really getting drained. But it's the thing is, the harder your degradation, the worse the tire is going to be at the end. But I've been a racing driver myself, and it was not always that harsh on Abu Dhabi. I think it was just mainly the tire overheating probability, and I think you can easily make that work on the hard tires. So I think they've done a good job here. Them Shadow getting past the Annihilator again. Not too sure what these two are doing at the moment. Overtaking each other, just letting each other pass. Late safety car go on softs. That is most definitely a way to predict the race. And I'm gonna eat my cookie real quick. I'll be right back. Because the safety car is coming in right now, so I need to eat really, really fast. I'm almost done, guys. I'm almost done. I'm eating a waffle. It's a Belgian waffle. Very nice. It's going already. My waffle is not empty. Well, how do you say that? It's not eaten yet. There are no overtakes, luckily. Maybe Andronzik here on Tenskevin. He has made the move on the Mercedes driver right now. It seems like Mystery is really close to the Annihilator. The Annihilator, who is just holding up Mystery here for his teammate to be able to get the race win on his 6-lap-old hards. Or Stem Shadow just having that pace here around Abu Dhabi to get that much of a distance. AZ Dog is getting chased from behind. AZ Dog, who's really, really fast here on these sets of mediums, now trying to make an overtake down the inside. It's not going to be working out. The Haas driver, who's lagging a little bit there. Talking about Steve Penny. He cuts the corner. What a legend. What a legend. He just thought, yeah, I'm not going to be making this. Going down the inside. Cutting the corner. He's lagging though. He's lagging. Steve Penny here. He's lagging a little bit. This might be a problem for the Haas driver. AZ Dog now getting around the outside of Reezy. It's going to be difficult on the hards though. Although six lap mediums might be not holding up that strong. Now built the map pretty close to Steve Penny here. Steve Penny, who we saw lagging a little bit. But it seems like that has been resolved right now. AZ Dog has made the move on Reezy. Reezy going a little bit wide there. Might get a penalty for that. Losing a position to Entransic too. Tenskevin is getting past Steve Penny. That is going to be moved on for the Mercedes driver, Steve Penny, who is still lagging, still ghosting. So that will be race over, I'm afraid. Although some good battling between the two here at the back of the grid. Steve Penny, I think he was just going a little bit slower. Because these guys love to battle each other. Talking about Steve Penny and Double Cream Cat there. As I think there has been some miscommunication between the two. Steve Penny is lagging. Double Cream Cat thought he could just get past, just driving through him. But then, of course, the game decided not to lag anymore and it was over. MUFC Timmy right now already in P4. 7-lap-old mediums. He might be able to make the move on Mystery, but it is not going to be happening here. AZ Dog, who is already on new sets of hards, he is going to be trying to end the race on these hard tires. And did he make the right decision? It is all going to be depending on if there is going to be a safety car later during the race. But it seems like MUFC Timmy is keeping up strong here with Mystery qualifying all the way in P11. But it looks like he is going to be capturing the podium here as he is on 8-lap-old mediums. Is there going to be an early safety car? Well, an early safety car. It would be middle safety car right now. And I wonder when his tires are going to be starting to drop off. 8-lap-old mediums, they might already be dropping off a little bit here as he's losing the toe of Mystery. 6/10s between the two. He doesn't have a good exit coming out of that corner, but he still has the DRS here. AZ Dog, who has caught up with Timmy. These mediums seem to be dropping off already because AZ Dog is really keeping up with the guys up front, or is he just having the pace? And it is a risky strategy from AZ Dog. We know his... Ooh, he's in first gear. Oh, risky there from AZ Dog. Yeah, he's most definitely losing some time there coming out of turn 7. Double Cream Cat is still battling. Ooh, he's battling with Tenskevin. Ooh, that's interesting. Now, he has the DRS. Is he going to try and make the move down the inside? It's not going to be working out there for the AlphaTauri driver as he takes a wide line into turn 9, trying to take a tight line coming out of that corner. He's going to be dropping back a little bit. But if he can keep up with Tenskevin here, he might be able to make the move in Sector 2. But it doesn't seem like he can keep up with the Mercedes driver here. Unfortunately, Timmy's still pretty close to Mystery. Is AZ Dog catching up? It doesn't appear like it. Still 1.7 seconds behind the Red Bull driver. Mystery is looking pretty close to the Annihilator here, who is already 3 seconds behind his teammate. Tem Shadow, who is really keeping up the pace here in Abu Dhabi. It might be in his nature, or it might be a lot of practice. DRS enabled for Mystery right now. Is he going to be making the move down the inside? It does appear like it. And the move is going to be done before the corner is there. He goes back onto the racing line. The McLaren driver tried to outbrake the Aston Martin driver, but it doesn't appear like that has worked out pretty well. Now the Annihilator, 4/10s behind Mystery. He is going to have the DRS. He's going to use ERS. Going around the outside of Mystery here. Is that going to be moved on? I think he had... Oh, they're going to be touching. Oh, the Mercedes. Oh, no, Timmy. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, chaos. Safety car. Frustrated to see this, guys. This is... Yeah. You know, I don't think anyone is at fault here. Well, the guy who... of course, made everyone spin. But I'm not too sure who that is. I think Mystery tried to defend the inside line, came to the outside line coming into turn 9. And then the Annihilator had to go a little bit wide there. Yeah, that was really shit to me. The Annihilator had to go wide. And then going into turn 9, he wanted to carry a lot of speed throughout turn 9. And I think he touched Mystery as Mystery was down the inside there. And then, yeah, the Annihilator was spun out. Mystery was spun out and MUFC Timmy had nowhere to go. So that's what's up there. Tem Shadow, who didn't come into the pits. I mean, are you racing in any other league? Because, I mean, I could give you some details. Not on a Thursday league, of course, because I wouldn't betray my dear IRC friends. He clipped my rear. Yeah. That's, yeah, you know, it is difficult throughout turn 9. You have to keep it mystery, that is. Yeah. Oh, by the way, he's gonna be mad reading your comment, because it's not mystery, as in mystery, a mystery, but it's his last name, and it is Mistry. So mystery is, yeah, he made sure that I didn't tell him anymore that it was mystery, like you wrote it down. Who is gonna come into the pits? Is Thames gonna come into the pits though? That is gonna be a good question. AZ Dog, who has already completed. Ooh, mystery onto the mediums. Thames Shadow. All right. I mean, you're still P6, not too bad. Ooh, Thames Shadow not coming into the pits. Ooh, that is a risky decision. Ooh, that is a very risky decision. Ooh, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about that, guys, because it would have still... Ooh, but 17 laps on mediums, that is also a difficult one. 3 races out. Still 10 drivers who are in the race here. Well, sometimes my pronunciation is so bad. I'm not too sure what's up. Well, actually, my teacher told me, your pronunciation is really good. And I was like, thank you? Why do I not have that pronunciation during my streams? But I mean, as a Belgian, you know, my pronunciation is not that bad. No, I am thinking of other leagues. Any leagues in mind? But not for Thursdays. Timmy, I would hate to not see you race here. You've got to keep on driving here, you know. You've been nearly having the championship last year. You're quite close to the championship this year. But you cannot quit on these guys, come on. You really have to keep on driving here. I love the way you drive. I love your consistency. Unfortunately, you're not very lucky. And you know, the stuff with scenario. And I'm not gonna explain that here in the live stream, of course, but just ignore that shit. You know, he's just joking around. Scenario. You know, some people like to joke around, and you don't need to take that very seriously. I took it also pretty serious, because I was standing up for Timmy, because I don't want him to leave the league. I'm pretty sure he's not, mainly because I'm gonna be bagging him. The safety car is coming into the pits, and when is Thames Shadow gonna go? 7-lap-old Hearts against 11-lap-old Hearts. He's not gonna go yet. He's gonna go now. And has AZ Dog been caught sleeping? It doesn't appear like it. 6/10s between the two. Now, and Transic is trailing by a couple of tenths on the leaders. Actually, a couple of seconds. He already pitted on 2-lap-old Hearts though, so that's not too bad, as he will be able to end the race here on these hard compound. And I think that Mystery now makes the inside line move on Double Cream Cat. Double Cream Cat is probably gonna get overtaken by the Annihilator too. Just outbrake the AlphaTauri driver and you will be able to get past him. Although, I mean, you know the thing with Double Cream Cat, he always keeps it clean. No matter what you do, you're not gonna be crashing with Double Cream Cat. And some guys take benefit of that, you know, just going down the inside, make the insane move there. And Transic now makes the move on Reezy. He's gonna go down the inside. Don't clip the rear of Double Cream Cat. I will be very bad. Oh, the Mercedes driver now battling it out on track. Tenskevin has taken that position from Reezy. And it is looking really close here in Sector 3. Tenskevin right behind Intronsic. Intronsic who's trying to get past. Oh my days. This is really dangerous. Driving from the AlphaTauri driver just slammed the brakes there. Now Intronsic going around the outside there of Double Cream Cat, and that's going to be moved on. Double Cream Cat who's trying to fight back though, battling these guys. Now Tenskevin around the outside of turn 3. Difficult corner to make the move in. And he lost the rear there a little bit, but it's not too bad. As Reezy also made the move. Mystery now makes the move on Built the Mat. Built the Mat on 10 Leopold Hearts. He didn't think he would last those mediums until the end of the race if he would have come into the pits. The Annihilator, he went from the mediums onto the Hearts. Built the Mat was looking to make a move. The Annihilator has to watch out there. Gets a 3-second time penalty. He might get that removed though, as he didn't gain any time there. He needs to make sure that he captured all of his penalties, because otherwise, I mean, he won't be able to get those 3 seconds removed, of course. Now Intronsic goes down the inside there of the McLaren driver. Hopefully he will not cause another incident with the Annihilator here in turn 9, as we saw the Annihilator having a little incident with Mystery there. Mystery, who is now looking at a P3. Is he going to keep on driving on these mediums until the end of the race? That is going to be the question of the day. Tenskevin in P7, not looking too bad here. Oh, the Annihilator makes the move on Built the Mat. It seems like that was quite clean. Now Intronsic goes down the inside. Built the Mat makes a move down the inside of the McLaren driver. That's going to be moved on. He doesn't have a good exit coming out of that corner. Oh, this is some interesting driving from Intronsic, and he has made the move on Built the Mat. Built the Mat, who is going to get attacked from behind. Tenskevin was around the outside. Ooh, who has the better exit coming out of turn 5? It appears like that's going to be Tenskevin, although Built the Mat has a better exit. Yup, he indeed has a better exit. Down the main straight, he has made the move on Tenskevin, and that's going to be moved on by the AlphaTauri driver. These guys are battling it out with each other. Shadow, who is not able to get past AZ Dog here. AZ Dog, who has really some good pace here around Abu Dhabi. And Intronsic makes the move on the Annihilator down the second main straight, going into turn 9. He doesn't have to worry about the McLaren driver anymore, although he's going to be fighting back. Going into turn 12 here. Heartbreaking zone. And we saw here the Mercedes driver trying to get past Built the Mat here. It is going to be a hard challenge. We know. Oh, this is unfortunate. I'm not too sure what happened there. It seemed like Built the Mat was just slowing down a little bit, and then yeah, Tenskevin couldn't do anything there. This will be a penalty, unfortunately. I hope, please don't leave the league. We want weekly drivers, please. Oh, the Annihilator still right behind Intronsic here, down the main straight, 5th position. Is he gonna be battling for P4? It seems like it. Intronsic doesn't have this the DRS here. He has the straight line speed on Mystery though. Mystery, who's trailing a little bit on Shadow, 2.2 seconds. And Intronsic is going to have the DRS right now. So I think it is mainly going to be a move from Intronsic on Mystery than it is going to be a move from the Annihilator on Intronsic. Because Intronsic really has the pace here. He had to start from P11. You know, he was second in the qualifying, or third. I think he was third. Because AZ Dog was second. Steve Penny has made the move on Double Cream Cat. They're still having a tense battle with each other, Double Cream Cat and Steve Penny. Steve Penny, who takes the outside line there, coming through turn 13. Now getting chased from behind. Double Cream Cat, who has some good pace here around Abu Dhabi, goes down the inside. That's going to be moved on. AZ Dog, who has crashed. Oh no. Coming into... Oh, safety car. Safety car situation. Lazy Dog who cannot keep it clean, and he was the only guy who was going to be able to battle with Temp Shadow. Oh no. Oh, 12 lap old hearts. He lost traction coming into turn 3. Oh, he was going to be the main enemy of Temp Shadow today. He was looking really strong, and this is so unfortunate, guys. And now, yeah, of course, Temp Shadow is gonna have a free free pit stop. Yeah, what can I say? You know, Dalton Mad, who is also gonna be happy with that free pit stop. He might have rear wing damage though, due to that incident he had with Tense Kevin. Tense Kevin, who has gone for 5 lap old mediums. Alzik, P3, 6 lap old hearts. He might be leading the race here if Mystery is coming into the pits, because we know that Temp Shadow is most definitely coming into the pits. So is Mystery. Will he go on mediums? That is the question. I think he is. If he hasn't used any mediums in the qualifying, I think he has a spare sets of mediums. He will replace his front wing too, as it seems like he has some front wing damage, possibly from that incident with the Annihilator. Ooh, it looked like he was going to be in front of Mystery, but apparently he isn't. Those guys all have gone for fresh mediums. So did Temp Shadow. And then Tronzik. He should have come into the pits for fresh mediums too. But it doesn't look like he is going to be doing that. He is going to stay on these 7 lap old hearts, trying to make the end of the race. But the Mad, who also went for medium tires here, still in the pit lane, coming out of the pit lane right now. This will be a safety car situation. I'm going to go for a minute, and we will be right back with you guys. Alright guys, welcome back. Apologies for being away. I just read the chat. It seems like the Annihilator wants to know how to remove a penalty. Well, I'm not too sure if that's going to be getting removed though. I heard the stewards are a little bit difficult with some reports. But I think the way I would do it is to, for example, you've got 3 warnings, right? After the third, you will get a 3-second time penalty. How I would do it is just get a record of your penalty list and how many penalties you got. If you had 3 and there's one of them that isn't fair, you could take your screen and just show that that third penalty is not a fair one. That's how I would do it. And then, of course, yeah, get that list from your penalties too. And then when it seems like that's not going to be a fair penalty, you would have... What is Intrinsic doing? The safety car is not coming in. The safety car is not coming in. What is he doing? Interesting. Well, all right. But yeah, I mean, when it would be not a fair penalty, they will see that you had 3 warnings, but actually one of them is not fair. So you would have 2 warnings at the end of the race. So a 3-second time penalty isn't fair. But for example, if you have 4 or 5 warnings, well, that penalty, well, that track invalidation penalty is not really fair to get removed. Well, it is fair to get removed, but the penalty is not fair to get removed because you would have gotten that penalty anyway. So when you have 3 track warnings, I would get that one removed. But if you have 4, it wouldn't make sense. So I'm not too sure if you already have 4 or 3, but... It seems like the safety car is not coming in this lap. Well, probably this lap though. Still waiting a whole minute before we can get that done. Safety car is coming in already. Already green flag. Quite interesting. It is still a safety car situation though. So the guys cannot overtake yet. But I do expect some guys to make the overtake work whenever the safety car has actually come into the pits. Transic, who is looking at the P1 right now, is he gonna keep that position, or is he gonna drop down a couple of positions? Steve Penny, who is also looking at a 9-lap-old parts. Transic, when is he gonna go? Is he gonna go coming around the last corner? Gonna go slow. He's gonna go fast right now. ER is enabled. And then Transic definitely didn't lack any pace throughout the last corner, as he's right on the tail of Transic right now. Steve Penny getting overtaken by Mystery, by the Annihilator. Seems like the guys here at the back already made some moves done. Steve Penny trying to defend the inside line of Reezy. That's not gonna be effective there, as these medium tires are way faster than the old hard tires. Is Transic gonna win the race here? He has to if he wants to keep on fighting for the championship. Because if he would drop down to P2 or P3, he is gonna lose some really important points in the actual championship. Now Tense Kevin getting past Steve Penny here. It seems like Reezy can easily keep up with the Annihilator here. He's 2 tenths slower than his fastest lap on track. Is Kevin pretty close to Reezy? Mercedes drivers, are they gonna be battling with each other? I wonder. And I do think so though. Since Kevin really has the pace, he might have some damage somewhere. Might be at rear pots, the side pots. Built the Mat makes the move on Steve Penny there. Double Cream Cat, who's having a battle with Steve Penny. Steve Penny his internet connection doesn't seem to be there today. Temp Shadow pretty close to Intronsic, as it is going to be the survival of the strongest here in Abu Dhabi. Still 7 more laps to go. Intronsic, who has to run these 11 lap old hards until the end of the race. We might be able to see a late safety car come out of the pit lane whenever someone would crash, and then Intronsic can go onto the soft tires. But it appears like he has a lot of straight line speed here, so he might be able to keep Temp Shadow right behind him. Although, I mean, 3/10, it is going to be close. Temp Shadow is using all of his ERS, so is Intronsic, and they're going to be draining it until the end of the race. I'm pretty sure of that. As Temp Shadow also needs to watch out for Mystery right behind him, as the Aston Martin driver is having a good point of view on this battle here. They're gonna be battling it out on track. Who is gonna be the fastest here in Abu Dhabi? Who has taken the best strategy? Is it gonna be Temp Shadow, who got a little bit lucky with that safety car? Or is it gonna be Intronsic, whose hard tires are gonna be lasting until the end of the race? Fastest lap for Mystery right now, 127.7. And it doesn't appear like that's gonna be breaking the actual track lap record. You might be able to see someone crash here. The hard tires of Intronsic are giving up, like we saw AZ Dog giving up there in turn 3. We saw that Intronsic had a little bit of a snap there. Now Mystery is not gonna have the straight line speed. Temp Shadow is having the straight line speed, and he's going down the inside. That's going to be moved on, and I think it's going to be way too difficult for Intronsic. He touches Temp Shadow there. He's really close to the McLaren driver. He might be up for a move here using the DRS and the ERS. I think he's going to be too far back to make the move down the inside right now. That's going to be moved on. Going into turn 9, they're going side by side. And it is going to be Temp Shadow with having more traction on these medium tires. And he's going to capture P1 again from the Alpine driver. Now, all Intronsic has to do is keep up the pace here in Sector 3. But it is going to be difficult on those hard tires. Tense Kevin, who made the move on his teammate Reezy there. 11 lap mediums for Tense Kevin already. He's going a little bit wide there. Coming out of the second last corner, Temp Shadow with the fastest lap of 127.2. The guys still need to improve by 1.1 second to beat the lap record here on the Yas Marina Circuit. Already a distance of 1.1 second between Intronsic and Temp Shadow. And I think Mystery is going to be the next one making a move on the Alpine driver. Does he have a good exit coming out of turn 5? It does appear like it. Straight line speed for the Aston Martin driver Mystery, and that's going to be moved on. Intronsic was trying to get some sort of slipstream there, but it doesn't appear like that's going to be working out. He has the DRS right now here down the second main straight in Sector 2, but he's going to be too far back. Those hards have given the best last couple of laps. Still 5 more laps to go. I think what he has to do right now is tire management, trying to keep those tires to last until the end of the race. Make sure that the Annihilator is not going to come any closer. Seems like he wants to battle with Mystery a little bit. It could possibly be working out for the Alpine driver, as he finds himself 4/10 behind Mystery. If he can keep that pace up in Sector 1, he might be able to make a move down the main straight if he has a good exit coming out of turn 5. The Alpine driver, how is his championship gonna look like? Is he gonna be capturing P1 in a couple of races? He looked like he had some great pace last couple of races. Unfortunately, he couldn't be there in Azerbaijan. And we saw instead of Temp Shadow getting 15 points, he got 18. Plus the extra point for fastest lap. I think Mitaxaki's got that one. 5/10 between Intrinsic and Mystery right now. It's too far back to make a move. And the Annihilator is catching up. 1.6 seconds between the McLaren driver and the Alpine driver right now. Intrinsic has the DRS, but it's not going to be enough. Mystery, who has 0 ERS, well, 8% to be exact, but he's not going to be able to use a lot of it. Reezy, who is finding himself pretty close to his teammate, he can keep up with it though. He has the DRS, but I think he has some front wing damage, because you don't usually take that corner how Reezy did there. Into sector 3. Is Reezy gonna be able to beat his teammate? And is this gonna be the first top 5 finish for Tenskevin and the Annihilator in their first race here in the IRC League? Season 13, round 11. And how many seasons or rounds are there gonna be coming up here for those two? Because I'm pretty sure one of them is Irish. I'm not too sure which one. Annihilator, who has to work with 8 lap old mediums. Tenskevin, who has to work with 14 lap old mediums. It seems like the AlphaTauri drivers are catching up with Reezy a little bit here. Matt, who might be up for a move within the next couple of laps. 1 second between the two. If he has a good exit coming out of turn 7, he might have the DRS. As the detection line was there, he was 17,000 short. Reezy has caught up with his teammate right now though. 7/10. Also, the Annihilator has caught up with Intrinsic. Those 15 lap olds. Hearts might be dropping off. Those 8 lap old mediums are going to be lasting until the end of the race. Intrinsic has 3 more laps to finish, to complete. And then he's going to be, in my opinion, crowned driver of the day. Took a risky strategy. He would have made that work if that last safety car wouldn't have come out. Where a couple of guys have made a benefit going on to mediums, including Mystery and Temps here. Matt right now, 7th position. He is within. Ooh. Uh-oh. My opinion, that's a penalty. I mean, he didn't gain any time, so 2 seconds slower right now. He might have wing damage though. Crazy. He has the DRS coming into turn 6 and 7. Is he gonna be making the move? I'm not too sure though. He's pretty close though. Tenskevin doesn't have a good exit coming out of turn 7. He took a lot of curb down the outside. But it doesn't appear like Reezy is going to be able to make the move. He doesn't have the straight line speed, which Tenskevin has. Ooh, takes a tight line in turn 9. And he's going to be way closer than he was before. So he might be able to make a move here in turn 12. Hard braking zone down the right side. He has a good exit. Now in turn 13, how is that going to look like? It doesn't appear like he's going to be able to make the move. He has a bad exit coming out of turn 14. And Tenskevin has taken a little bit of distance here. Intrinsic with a 3-second time penalty. That is a very dangerous penalty. As we saw that the Annihilator might have been able to get a penalty removed. Although, I'm not too sure if he, since lap 12 or 13, didn't get a warning anymore. And actually, we didn't see a lot of people catch penalties here in Abu Dhabi. Quite a remarkable thing. They kept it clean. They kept it in between the track limits. And that is gonna be giving no one penalties except for Intrinsic and the Annihilator. Reezy, who's looking really close to his teammate. Doesn't have a great exit, although he has the straight line speed. But it's not going to be enough for Reezy. He has to wait. Ooh, he goes around the outside though. Does he have a good exit here coming out of turn 9? It's not going to be enough. And Built the Mat is slowly getting closer to these two. Ooh, Tense Kevin having a little bit of a snap there coming out of turn 13. And now Built and Mat 8 tenths behind Reezy. And what is Reezy going to do? Is he going to keep on battling with his teammate? Or is he going to be defending on Built and Mat to make sure at least one of the Mercedes drivers are going to be finishing in the top 5? That is the decision to be taken for Reezy here. And it seems like he's going to try and make a move around the outside, but it's not going to work. He went off track there to try and make the move on Tense Kevin. Tense Kevin, who is really struggling on these 17 lap old mediums. And I think he's even going to be struggling more than Intronsic on those 18 lap old hards. We are in lap 29 out of 29. Reezy is going to go around the outside there. He has to watch out. Keep it in the track limits. And he's going to be able to do so. Tense Kevin should have gone. Ooh, he shouldn't. Because Reezy doesn't have a good exit coming out of turn 7. And now he's going to get chased from behind. Built and Mat right now in P7. Is he going to be making the move on P6? Reezy, the Mercedes driver, it doesn't appear like it. He's going to keep it clean. Reezy is going really wide there to have a better run coming into turn 11 and 12. I think Built and Mat has to be happy with a P7. He has a penalty that he won't be able to get removed, I think. Or he might, though. Reezy with a bad exit. And Intronsic is going to capture P3 still, as it seems like the Annihilator, I'm not too sure what was up there, but he has lost some time on the Alpine driver. And that is going to be your finishes of today. Double Cream Cat is going to be happy with a P8. Another good points. No, it won't be improved. Yeah. Yeah, when you have more than four, well, 3. Ooh, report mystery I'm hearing in the chat. Driver of the day in Intronsic, that is quite logical. But we will be seeing a report towards mystery for crashing out the Annihilator. And this is going to be your results. Temp Shadow with the pole, with the fastest lap, and with the race win. Mystery in P2 and Intronsic in P3. The Annihilator in P4, and to finish off P5, Tense Kevin. These two were new drivers in the league. They have done a great job trying to get within that top 5. The Annihilator only lost 1 position to Intronsic. And to Mystery 2, where's P2? Oh, that was AZ Dog. Yep. First win since race 1. There we go, Temp Shadow. Happy for you. You were a little bit lucky with the safety car, but I mean, in racing, you've got to be lucky sometimes. It is what it is. Fastest lap for Temp Shadow, and then starting from P6, we've got Reezy, Built and Mat, Double Cream Cat, Steve Penny, AZ Dog, who unfortunately crashed out in turn 1, Timmy, who has crashed out spinning against the Annihilator, Scenario DNF, and Gotards DNF. Not too sure what happened between those two, but if it would have been someone's fault, it would have been sent to the stewards, and I don't think that has been done. So I thank all of you very much for watching. Wait, it is not looking great. It is right now. There we go. All right. Next week, I'm not going to promise anything, but I think next week I'm going to have new layovers. And I'm going to be showing you what it will a little bit look like. It will not look like that completely. As I'm going to try and get it up real quick. But I'm going to try and make it look like that a little bit. I hope so. I'm hoping so. But of course, I've got a graphic designer to work it out for me. A little bit like this, and I hope you guys will like it like that. I'm not going to show the league's name or something, but you know, that is with the standings here and then the race here, it would look good. But yeah, we will have to have a quick look into that, as I will be making different layovers for different leagues. So also my new logo is coming up. hopefully next week. Yeah, I mean, I thank you very much for watching. This was season 13, round 11 of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix here in the international racing community. And we will be back with you next week. So I will see you then. This was Phoebe Tom as your commentator. Peace out.